Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Fallout Shelter. How y'all doing? Hey, we got some peeps out in the wasteland, and they're going to do some quests, and we're going to talk about some things, and it's going to be all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. But the yoke's on you, because we're going to start with a couple of these and then come back in and do two more. So let's go check and see what we got going on. We got Horsemen of the Post-Apocalypse, Part 3, Quest 4, Kill, Famine, Pestilence, and War. Knock 'em down. It's war versus pestilence versus famine, worshippers versus pests versus hungry. Everyone's arrived at Vault 226, ready to fight, but we shouldn't leave anything to chance. Let's wade through the carnage and make sure none of the horsemen survive. Let's get ready to rumble. And then food, glorious food. Quest number 4 of 7. The Yolks On You. Bring red scorpion eggs back to the chef. The chef never ceases to be amazed by your uncanny your uncanny ability to escape death, and he wants to celebrate it with a red scorpion egg omelette. Vault 923 was recently overrun by these critters, so that'd be a good place to start. So we got 2 out there right now to go. We're going to get them back out and back, and then we're going to send them back out again, because we only got 2, and I'm not going to do these other 2. Screw it for right now. But for now, let's go do the Yolks On You. The Yolks On You. Kill the glowing red scorpion and harvest its eggs. Oh, yes. Sounds like a job for people of certain skills and abilities and both arms of use. Something I do not have. That's right. I had surgery the weekend of Father's Day, and I am now currently one-armed. I have an arm in a sling. Looks like a half-assed set of bagpipes. So it's got a little ball in it for me to squeeze every so often to keep the circulation in my arm. But that's, that's what I had to do. I had that accident last year, and this was the end result of what had to be done. And let me tell you something, kids. If you can avoid surgery, please, by all means, do so. Shoulder surgery is not fun. Now, I originally thought that I had just a torn labrum, which is just the little, like the little shielding cup that goes around the shoulder ball joint. And it was like rubbing out and being real painful and was uncomfortable. Turned out it was a lot worse than I thought. I actually had a torn labrum, had torn tendon, and the bicep was actually pulled away. Yes, I am glad I did not find that out until afterwards, because I would have been like, I don't like to know those things. It's bad enough that I had to do with what I had to do to get through the surgery. Something that, should have been was fairly simple procedure. I was only under for a half an hour. The lead up was not fun. First of all, the last thing I want to do in any of these cases is have to fast for 12 hours. Because I like to eat. I like to drink. There's nothing worse than having to go to bed at night and knowing that you can't have a drink of water and knowing you're going to have dry mouth and just, have to sleep with that on your brain. But, I was able to just rinse out and spit, and so I at least keep moisture in my mouth, because I get dry mouth. I don't like it. So I woke up early on Friday, went to the hospital, and they sit you in there. First thing they do is they take away every scrap of dignity you have by putting you in a gown that doesn't close in the back very well. So ass is hanging out, not very flattering as it is. No shoes, no socks, no underwear, nothing. Had to just sit there on a bed. Then they hook you up with an IV that sucks right in your wrist. I don't like getting needles put in me. It's the feeling of it I don't like. And then they come in and they start asking you a bunch of questions. They always ask you the same questions over and over again. What are we doing? What's your name? What's your birthday? I'm like, listen, you were just here a second ago. Like, what are you guys doing here? Don't you know this place is overrun by rat scorpions? I think I'm the only one left alive. Well, I think. We're here to harvest rat scorpion eggs and nothing else. Our vault isn't too far away. You should go there. I don't really want another person. Not really. So let's just do that. Okay, good, because there ain't much else here. I don't need anybody else. I have too many people. Too many people in my vault. Raiders! But, so they get all that done, and then they start to really, they sit there and you wait, and like, okay, you're given a number, and you see 2 people ahead of you. So I got 2 people ahead of me going to get their surgery, and you see them going in and out like it's a revolving door of OR. It's craziness. So it kind of gives you somewhat of a good feeling that you're not going to be done for very long. But, so like, wow, can they really give you that much attention if they're that quick about it? So then they finally came in and said, all right, it's about time to go. So the first thing they do is they come in and the doctor talks to you, and he gives you his autograph on the shoulder that he's going to, he writes his initials on the shoulder they're going to be working on to make sure that they do not cut into the wrong shoulder. Now, I understand protocols are what they are, but if you don't even remember what the hell you're doing, I'm kind of worried that what's going to happen here? What if we screw this up by accident? What if somebody does the wrong thing or just questions or decides to be an asshole? And then I have two shoulders screwed up. But then the next thing they do is they walk in and they take this stuff called betadine, this like antiseptic stuff that they put on like cuts and to keep things from being infected, and they put it on a Q-tip and they just right in your nostrils. And I'm like, dude, I can't sneeze as it is. It hurt. I have bad allergies. I'm gonna have to be intubated and have like some kind of a titration because I have sleep apnea during this whole entire situation. And you're gonna give me something to really close up my nose? That's not cool, man. But they do that. They right in your nose, and I'm like, I got this awful crap, and you can't blow your nose. So it's really annoying. So now you're annoyed. You're naked, and you're laying on a bed with your ass end out to the world. Then they come in. They write. They autographed your arm. Woo! We thought you were rat scorpions for a moment. It must have been the smell. Those things are aggressive and radioactive, just nasty. Good thing the Vault Chef is paying us extra for those eggs. Wait a minute. Did our chef hire you guys as well? Wait a minute. I probably thought you weren't up to the challenge. He was right. Oh, so now I have to fight them. Great. So then they come in after they've autographed your arm, did all that other bullshit. Then they shave your armpit. They shaved my arm. So I got a padiddle going on. I got one armpit shaved. The other, it's like salt and pepper going on. And I'm like, I'm getting annoyed. I want to get this over with because I know that the post-op is going to be ridiculously horrible, that I don't want to do this as it is. I'm about ready to give up and just say, call it a day. They finally come in, they get everything ready. All of a sudden, you just get like gang banged by about 5 people in scrubs that are there to like take care of shit. They kicked Megan out of the room. They pushed something into my IV, which I was like, yeah, buddy, that's some good shit. And then they jammed a nerve blocker needle into my neck. That's nerve blocker to keep everything numb. It's like almost like an epidural for birth. For when you go into birth. Oh boy, here comes a big one. So I'm sitting there, I'm laying there like, yeah, man, I'm feeling it really great. And then they give me the nerve blocker, and I don't even feel the needle, thank God. And then they roll you down out to the OR, and then they have to, you're like half out of it, high and just really, and still naked. And they try to transfer you from this little bed to what they call the beach chair. I call the Adirondack chair. This little thing for you to wear so that you can, hold on a second. So yeah, they did all that. Sorry, I had a phone call. So apparently I'm not near my phone. People were freaking out because I'm not answering anything. I'm sitting here on the computer. So all right, we beat the rat scorpion. We got the eggs. We're good to go there. So yeah, they wheeled me down and they put me onto this I have to move. I'm half out of it. All my nerves are blocked, whatever. And I've got to move from this gurney over to this little itty-bitty chair so they can work on me. And then they wrap you up like a tortilla, and then they begin, they swab you down with all this betadine crap. And then I'm like, okay, fine, but you're not going to intubate me while I'm still awake, right? Like, oh, no, you'll be out. And they put a mask on you, and that's the last thing I remembered. And that's it. That's all I remembered. That was it. The surgery is over. I woke up in recovery, and everything was hunky-dory. And then, so are these guys here, Jacob, Randy, and Matthew. They're done with their quest, and they're coming on back. We eliminated the raider boss. We rescued any surviving dwellers, and we killed the glowing rat scorpion and harvested its eggs. Yay! We got a recipe fragment, a rusty plasma pistol, and a lunchbox out of that. So come on back, boys. All right, they're coming on back. In fact, we're going to bring them back in now because we got to get them back out on another quest. And get rid of all their shit that we don't need. Yeah. All right, got a duplicate there. Let's take on the next one. It's going to be Horsemen of the Post-Apocalypse Part 3, Knock 'em Down. Kill War. Good God, Joe. So there I am, laying in post-op, in the recovery, on the gurney. I've got this half-assed bagpipes on my arm.
Don't shoot. It's only me, Drusilla.
Drusilla.
Do you know why this vault was abandoned? It was meant to house Vault-Tec's least punctual employees, but they didn't make it to safety in time.
You could say that they were terminated for tardiness?
Yeah, Anyway, the horsemen are down below. Go get them.
Bad puns. It's like bad puns. Anyways, so I'm laying in recovery. Got the half-ass bagpipes on my arm. And it's like I'm just coming out of the anesthetic. Now, again, I had sleep apnea. So if I don't have air opening up my airway, I tend to snore. I lose, it occludes my airway, and my oxygen level drops. My oxygen in my bloodstream level drops. So every 5 seconds, I'm like nodding off because I'm laying in a bed. I'm coming out of anesthetic. I'm still kind of sleepy, and I've just been through surgery. I'm a little tired. I keep falling asleep, and the nurses at the yelling again, "Mate, wake up, wake up." I'm like, what? Stop yelling at me. They're like, you need to keep breathing. I'm like, I am breathing, but either get me out of this bed, sit me up, give me something to wake me up or whatever, or put a CPAP on me. One of the two, like, well, we can't do that. I'm like, well, then just leave me alone. So there again, I go, every 5 seconds, wake up. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. It's horrible. It's seriously, it's like torture. It kind of is like torture. And I understand the whole idea. You have to have your blood your saturation level of oxygen in your bloodstream up over a certain amount, or they can't discharge you. And I was the last guy there. I was the last one. It was a half an hour surgery. 12 o'clock. I finally, like 12:30, I finally went in, and I was there. It was like 3 o'clock. I was the last person on the docket there to be done. And I was like, oh, dude, I either want to go to sleep, get me out of here, put me in a bed, do something, whatever it is. If you want me to wake up, fine. Get my ass out of this bed. So everything was cool. I got to go home, and I don't remember the hour-long trip home. Apparently, I gave Megan directions to my house and to the pharmacy while I was half out of it. Got me in a chair, sat me down, and then I was good. And I kind of
Starve the beast to make it stronger.
So I laid there. I pretty much have been sacked out on my couch for the last 4 days. I have not really been able to shower. I've been able to get cleaned off. I finally got the padding off of this. I've got 3 holes in my shoulder, and it doesn't hurt like hell, but they had me on Percocet, and I gave that up after about a day because it wasn't doing me any good. I had a reaction to it. I was like, I felt flush. I looked like I was like beet red. I was like the Kool-Aid man, and I didn't have a fever though, but it wasn't doing me any good. And I'd rather just not have to deal with opioids if at all possible. I've had hydrocodone for when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and that didn't go over very well. I felt like I was like paranoid about everything. Lucy, get away from me. Get away. And with the Percocet, I had after a second surgery for my wisdom teeth, and it didn't do much. And after 3 days, I said, screw it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't feel anything. I don't feel loopy. I don't feel anything. It's not even, I don't notice that I'm on the pain medication. I'd rather just deal with ibuprofen. So now I'm just on 2 extra strength Tylenol every 6 hours, and I've got aspirin twice a day for blood, to keep my blood thinned.
I hope you're hungry, Famine, because you're about to get served.
Oh, yeah, it was me that said that. I hope you're hungry, Famine, because you're about to get served. So I've been like chomping at the bit to do something. I want to do stuff. I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't get dressed and go out really. I can't drive, but I got to do something because I'm going to go stir crazy. I mean, I start back to work tomorrow in that I work from home for the rest of the month. I've got to go through physical therapy and all other crap, which I know I'm not going to enjoy doing. But for the most part, I'm just ready to be done with all this. I miss my bed, actually. I've been sleeping in the chair. And it's not that comfortable. It's kind of comfortable, but I like my bed. There's a reason why I bought my bed the way I bought my bed, because I like it. Life is a disease and pestilence is a cure, and you guys are going down. Oh boy. I mean, I'm freaking out. A little bit of caginess going on. That's what happens. But the worst part about it is that you can't do these things. You can't, you've got to learn to do a lot of things with one arm. And it's kind of when you don't think about it. I used to say I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous as a joke. And now I'm like, boy, karma, well played, you son of a bitch. Because now here I am. I can't do anything with my left arm, even though I do a lot of things with my left arm. And I'm right-handed. I mean, apart from the obvious things, I've had to, figure out ways to accomplish certain tasks to keep myself somewhat human in a way. All the pain medication does a number on your in your internal system. Let me tell you that. I'm glad to be done with it, and I'm glad to be able to accomplish certain tasks required of being in that situation. I can wipe my own ass. Let's put it that way. Not something I'm very proud to say of, but I managed to accomplish something. That's the we talk about things like what are you going to do if things change? If you're a YouTuber, and what are you going to do if the model changes? And how do you keep making content and make sustainable channel if they do stuff? And you have to learn to figure stuff out. Uh-oh. Are you to thank for my opportunity to reclaim my armor? The devastation you've caused, the slaughter, it's glorious. War will stand supreme with you as my lieutenants. Uh-oh. Join me unless you want me on your hands. Never. Leave the wasteland in peace or stick around in pieces. You decline with mediocre wordplay, so be it. Well, I don't know who the hell he is, but he's going to be dead here in about 2 minutes. But it's like you have to figure out ways to make things happen. I can figure out a way to make coffee in the morning with one arm. I've been able to put deodorant on with one arm. I've been able to put, brush my teeth, put my contacts in. You learn to figure out ways around the problem. There he goes down. Knock him down. We killed. I think that was war. Maybe. Who knows? But we did it. We beat that person, whoever that was. But you learn to figure out ways to solve the problems in front of you, and it's okay to need help. And that's the one thing I've hated having to do this past 4 days is rely on other people to give me assistance, to make me a sandwich, to get me a drink of ginger ale or water, or to do something, or to help give me a bath or whatever. You hate to lose that independence, but if you can figure out a way to work around the problem and solve it, more power to you. But don't be afraid to ask for help when you need to. I mean, don't be afraid to rely on others because, they're there. My biggest problem is I don't want to become one of those people that takes advantage of somebody's good nature and charity and sit there and say, can you scratch my foot? I got an itch. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be able to do all the things I need to be able to do. I also don't want to screw up my recovery and have me back in the hospital for whatever reason. So you have to outweigh the independence versus the recovery time. You got to make sure that you don't screw that up because it can cause you more issues, And how that relates into being a YouTuber, I don't know. But just the idea of saying, hey, somebody's offering to give you help, better take it. As long as you understand, you don't want to abuse that assistance. Or figuring out problems when you don't have use of all your faculties. And speaking of use of all of our faculties, everybody's here is healed. We've done all that. We killed war, we killed famine, we killed pestilence, we killed all 3 horsemen. That just leaves us with death. Is death still horsemen? I don't know. But they're all done, and we're going to come on back. We got to go watch Outfit 2 Nicole Quantums and a recipe. Alrighty, returning to the vault. That's a big one. We're not going to do that one right now. We'll let them come in, but we're going to send the other group back out. So we got, let's see here, food, Glowrious food. We need to send out our 3 peeps. Bring the Deathclaw meat back to the chef. Okay, so that rat scorpion omelet was kind of gross. To make up for it, the chef proposed that we make his trademark Deathclaw Wellington. Oh my goodness. All he needs is fresh Deathclaw meat straight from their den. Sunlight is said to alter the taste. Okay. And with that, we are going to send Randy. We're going to send Matthew, and we're going to send Jacob. And yeah, go have fun with that. Playing with the Deathclaws. Alrighty. They'll be out. We'll pick them up the next time around when they're there, and we'll go do that quest. We'll get everybody back in and send them back out, and we'll see you in a few. Alright, and our group is back from out in the wasteland. Return to the vault. Get rid of their common shit. We don't care about it. We will get rid of it and get their other stuff in here and get them back out again. We got a T-60A power armor from whoever that was that we killed, but it's a duplicate recipe. We know how to build that. We didn't actually get the armor, we got the recipe. We already know how to make it, so no big deal. And now we're going to get them set up on the next quest, which is high stakes for Food Glowrious Foods. Already got people out there, and at death's door, we have to kill the final horseman, Death. So there must be something else out there besides that. So let's get them going. Sarah and Ryan and 3 Dog. Get them out there. Rah, rah, rah. Start now. Test. Jeez, 10 of them. I don't think I want to spend 10, but go ahead and get out there and we'll take care of the other quests while we're doing it. Because we got 2 more to do. Might as well. We got plenty more where that came from. Holy crips, dude. Holy crips. We got somebody who's done. Bruce Allen, you have now joined the ranks of everybody else with completing all of your training. We will take care of that in a bit. Billy and the other guy there, you're going to go and move on to your next assignment. We'll figure out what to do with Brucey there. If we can find an opening, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So we got high stakes, and we've got Death's Door, which is an 18-hour. I am not going to spend 10 Chia-Mini Christmas. This is going to take me forever. But for the moment, let's go take care of high stakes. Food, glorious food. Kill the Alpha Deathclaw and harvest its meat. Yeah. Get some steaks. All right. Go for it. So, we were talking before about how I do not want to take advantage of the kindness of people around me taking care of things for me as I sit here inside an air conditioning house playing a video game, recording, while my girlfriend Megan is out cutting my yard. Yep. She's also made me breakfast this morning, made me dinner last night, pretty much attended to everything that I've needed. I am, pretty lucky son of a bitch if you ask me, and I hate having to have her do that for me because God knows that she has her own things to deal with, but, you deal with that. You deal with that. So what's next? What is next for me in the realm of things? Well, I'm, 5 days out from surgery. I am surviving mainly on Tylenol and ice packs, pretty much. I've got a follow-up appointment in a few more days to determine how I look. Apparently there was a lot more done than, I don't know if I said this before, but there was a lot more done than just my torn labrum. Apparently my bicep was detached from whatever, so they had to put those hooks in you and hook it back to your thing, and the whole thing was torn. Everything was torn. Rotator cuff, something, whatever it was, the tendon on the rotator cuff was torn. Yeah, I was in pretty bad shape, so I have a lot of crap ahead of me to deal with, and it's just going to get increasingly worse as the days go on because more and more bad news seems to always follow each other. Not something I'm going to discuss right now. Maybe next time we'll get into it, but it certainly does affect everything that's going on here. And why I might sound a little bit less than enthusiastic in my delivery as we continue to hunt these Alpha Deathclaws. But, after this, I've got to get cleared for driving. I've got some things I got to get through. We get the high quality junk there. Get cleared for driving, and then I can continue to get back on the mend and do other things. And then after that, I'm going to be faced with some physical therapy. And that's probably gonna kick my ass, according to what everybody told me. But then again, the pain was supposed to kick my ass, and I seem to be doing pretty good on just a couple of extra strength Tylenol every few hours. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. Oh boy, this meat can't be beat. Oh, that just conjures up such an image. My goodness, that's not an Alpha Deathclaw though. That's just a regular Deathclaw. So hey, that's. I can only continue the this pace as long as I can. I'm getting these episodes out of the way as far off as I can because I know I'm going to be stuck in a position where I'm going to be pressed for time and cannot do all the things I want to get done. So that's just part and parcel. You plan ahead. You figure out what is going on, figure out what your obstacles are, and figure a way to get around them, as I've said before. And that is what I'm doing. I am actively trying to keep myself busy, but not overdoing it because I don't want to mess things up.
Oh my, you guys shouldn't be here. The cave is literally crawling with Deathclaws.
We were sent here by our borderline homicidal chef. We've come for some Deathclaw meat. How come the Deathclaws haven't killed you yet? We've come for some Deathclaw meat.
Why, it's so stringy, it's barely edible, and it tastes yuck.
That doesn't sound good. But he gave us some duct tape, and we got some caps. We don't really care about the caps. But there we go. All right, so we just continue on here. So yeah, I mean, you know, I got to get things planned ahead because there's going to be some downtime where I'm not going to be able to do anything, and I've got to take care of other things at that point. And so you don't want to, you know, if you can see ahead, you can see far ahead into the future enough to know when to plan for disaster. You're in better shape as a person, as you know, as a somebody who has to deal with, you know, adversity. YouTuber, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just like I always say. There was a we talked before about the I think is a great book. Oh boy, there it is. The Survival Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse by Max Brooks, the same guy that wrote World War Z that they made a horrible movie after. But what I'm saying about that is that is a specific book, tongue-in-cheek as it were, a survival guide on how to deal with a zombie apocalypse, how to plan for, how to, you know, prepare and be ready for when shit falls apart with society. The thing is, though, you have to understand is that doesn't just speak about the zombie apocalypse. And hey, by the way, we just beat the Alpha Deathclaw and got his stakes. So we did some good shit there. We're going to keep going, though. It's a book about how to plan for anything, any breakdown in society, for flooding, for war, for martial law, anything like that. That book, you can basically use those same principles to guard against, you know, losing your shit when the shit hits the fan. Basically, it's just not about a fictional pandemic or an apocalypse. It's about anything, and the preparational, you know, to be prepared on things like that. I don't mean you have to go get a bunker and go get MREs and all that other stuff. I'm just talking about, you know, be prepared for anything in your life. Don't just sit around and wait for things to happen and then have to react to them. Don't be as reactive as possible. Be proactive as possible. So, all right, stop, you gorgeous. All right, we beat the Deathclaw. We got the meat, and we can come back to the vault with our treats. We got some duct tape, trifold flag, a Yauga hide, and 2 Nuka-Cola Quantums. Oh yeah. Okay, they're coming on back in about an hour and a half. And we will bring them in and get everything else out. You know, I'm thinking, I did 3. I've got, I think we only got 3 more left. Why not just do 3 this time and 3 and 3? Yeah, that's what we can do. So we'll bring them in and bring them back and take them back out again. And that'll be the next episode. How about that? That's what we'll do. No sense in being crazy. So let's bring them in on one of those. This will be the end of the episode then. All right, get rid of all this. Ooh, we want to keep that one. It's pretty big. No. Yeah. All right. All right, boys. Welcome back. Good job. Always a good job. So we got one group out on another quest. We're going to send you out on do this one, 6 of 7, the Towering Il Forno. Oh, retrieves the chef's secret recipe. The Deathclaw steak was a bit stringy, to say the least. The chef feels bad about this, but wants to make his favorite comfort food, lasagna. Unfortunately, raiders have stolen his secret sauce recipe, and we need to get it back from their towering lair first. Okay, so we're gonna send you guys back out again. Randy, Jacob, and Matthew, go forth and have fun. And we'll see you in a bit. So that is a 17. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. So that leaves us 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, there we go. That'll figure into the thing. So we're done there. We will we'll get them back in next time and open up our lunch boxes and do all that. In the meantime, always remember that if you have to have anything done to your body of a great importance, make sure that you can, I don't know, I got nothing. I'm out of it. Just be prepared. That's all I can tell you. Oh, no, they're dead. They're not they're pissed. They're like, give us our meat back. So, shit. All right. We'll see you in a bye. We'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.